welcome to Mummy Maker. So today's video is my top 5 ideas or tips for decorating your living room, dining room, kitchen area in a way that's child friendly but still super stylish. So we recently bought our place which is a small 2-level terrace close to the city. Because of my job, I found it really important to live close to the city so that I could get home to see my little one at the end of the day and not waste time in traffic. But that meant for us to live close to the city, we had to sacrifice space. So we have a small 3-bedroom, 2-level terrace house, which we love, but because of the space and having a 2.5-year-old in a small space, we really had to think about storage solutions or solution ideas to make sure that we could decorate our house in the way that we loved, but whilst maintaining space and areas for Chelsea to play. Anyone who's got toddlers knows that there's just toys and mess everywhere. I found a way of balancing styling our house in the way that we love and retaining a sense of adultness about our house. We're giving Chelsea some space and some areas for her to play and in a way that really works for us. And hopefully share some ideas with you if you're battling to retain a stylish, decorated house whilst at the same time giving your little ones spaces to play. Tip number 1 is to style your apartment or your house in neutral colours, which allows you to introduce some big pieces of toys, tables or objects that your kids want and introduce the colour that way. It means for us light timbers, whites. That gave us a really neutral palette that we could introduce Chelsea's toys and Chelsea's things in a way that would match and suit our style. To our natural colour palette, we introduced a pale pink and a soft blue. And you can see that our pink kitchen matches our overall colour palette that we introduced. So we've got some matching pale pink cushions, we've got some pink Scandi artwork, and that ties in a relatively large piece of kids' toys into something that's me. We also selected a table and chair set that matched the theme, so running with the pale blue, we found this gorgeous white and pale blue table and chairs for Chelsea. I know that sounds ridiculous, but I'm so for, I hate when colours jar and when there's lots of things in a room jarring. Number 2 is select some big toys or items that you can incorporate into your area that can stay set up. So we brought this gorgeous pink retro kitchen, which is made of solid wood that can stay out and Chelsea can play with it at any time of the day. But because it's the soft pinks and it's the wood, it complements our Scandi colour palette and the soft pinks and pale blues, and gives Chelsea a space that is hers. What I love about this solution is there's so much storage. So inside our kitchen is an absolute mess, and that's okay because at the end of the day we can just throw everything into her kitchen and shut the doors. So tip number 2 is this fabulous floating TV cabinet that we purchased from IKEA. Given our lounge room has such a small amount of space, comparatively it's quite a small lounge room, we were able to include a really big TV unit with heaps of storage And because of the floating nature of the storage, it gives the illusion of more space. But the cabinet and the storage that we get from this is incredible. And what I have given Chelsea is her very own cupboard. But inside, ta-da, is Chelsea's downstairs toy cupboard. Down here, she's allowed to fill 4 buckets or baskets full of her toys. And what I do is swap that around regularly. So I reckon maybe once a week I change out the toys that are in her downstairs toys cupboard with new toys and new books so that she never gets bored. And that's all she needs downstairs, between her kitchen and her toy cupboard full of toys. That's all she needs. Next tip is to do with the accumulating set of DVDs that you seem to get when you have a toddler. They love lots of DVDs. Buy a DVD case where you can store all of your little ones' DVDs, and then be game and throw away the DVD cases. So I always like to keep my DVDs in the DVD cases, but I realised this is a ridiculous waste of space. So replace what would be like a pile this high to one DVD container. Chelsea also loves it because she can get it and flick through, and it's almost like a library full of all of her DVDs, and she can select which DVD she wants to play. So by putting all the DVDs in here and throwing away the cases, meant that I had a full cupboard that I could use for her toys, which actually normally would be full of DVDs. Is really important, and that is something that it's taken me quite a while to learn, and that is be kind to yourself. Houses with toddlers just get messy. They just get crazy, and if you become too obsessed with making things clean, you're running around picking things up after the kids, you won't enjoy it and you won't enjoy them. And the way that I have been kind to myself is by having some purposefully allocated junk spaces. I've got 2 junk spaces in my downstairs area. I shall take you, I'm so embarrassed by this to show everyone, but my first junk area is underneath the stairs, because I have tried so hard to keep this area clean and I never succeed. Now I'm like, yep, that's my junk space. I've got some hangers so that I can hang hats and jackets and scarves. But down here you can see I've just thrown so much stuff in. We have shoes, umbrellas, strollers, scooters, Chelsea's toys in the background. It is full of junk, and that's okay. Embrace it, because ultimately you can close the door. My second junk area is the 3rd drawer in the kitchen. This is what I like to call junk drawer. And in the junk drawer is a whole lots of bits and bobs, things that I just don't know where to put junk. So this is a place where if I find something and I don't know where to put it, I put it in my junk drawer and close it away. I hope that you find these top tips helpful in some way, particularly if you're like me and live in a small house or an apartment and need to balance the sense of adultness and design with having a toddler-friendly house. Remember to like and subscribe to my channel if you want to see more. Thanks, guys.